Okay, for game 2 of our little series, we're going to play a straight up gang fight, again between Lawrence's Pit Slaves and Mike's Arbites. And in this game, Mike has brought along his Arbite with a plasma gun, 2 Arbites with riot shields and power mauls, and 2 Arbites with shotguns. Any special upgrades with any of those guys? No, so they're all just basic as they started. And then Lawrence has obviously got his whole gang, so straight up gang fight. Lawrence's new ganger, Iggy, who's going to be represented by IG88 in this next game because Lawrence hasn't got another model today. So you're going to roll for his starting experience, so D6 plus 35, so there's 35 in there, and then rolling for his automatic
stat increase.
Yeah. So you've got a 4 new skill, so you're going to choose a skill. So Lawrence has decided to roll on the combat skills, so let's see what he gets. So he rolled a 5, which is counter attack. So that's going to be pretty helpful for a close combat guy. Right, so rolling off to see who gets to choose the size. Mike's got a 5, Lawrence has got a 2, so Lawrence gets to choose table edge and deploy first. Up to 8 inches onto the board. Where do you wish to go, Lawrence? Thinking. Right, so Lawrence is going to go on the side over here, and he's going to deploy his whole gang, and Mike's going to come over here. Right, Lawrence got a roll for Reaper to see if he turns up with his old battle wound. No, he's all fine. And what about your servitor protocols this time round? So you got a 6, which is saturating fire. Choose one heavy skill for this game, so you get to just choose a heavy skill. That's pretty useful. Okay, Lawrence has chosen crack shot as the skill that he's going to get for his servitor. Okay, so Lawrence has deployed his gang along the back line here, ready to run up the stairs with a couple of his guys.
It's time to unleash some carnage.
Hey. And Mike has deployed his guys across the board around the back line as well. So let's see what happens in turn 1. Right, rolling to see who goes first. Mike gets a 1, that's a good start, and Lawrence gets a 2. So Lawrence, you get to go first. So let's see what happens in Lawrence's first turn. Okay, after the end of Lawrence's turn, he's run with everybody and he's got his 2 guys in there. 2 guys on top of the bridge. These 2 guys run forward, his Jews run forward and leapt. A guy over there and the 2 guys on the far side over there. Is that everyone, Lawrence?
That's everyone.
Okay, at the end of Mike's turn 1, he's run 3 of his arbitrators up behind this rock, and 2 guys have climbed up to the top. And since they all ran, there's no shooting phase. So it's on to Lawrence's turn 2. Okay, so Lawrence's movement phase is over. He's kept his 2 guys up on the bridge stationary so that they can shoot. He's run forward with the 2 guys over here. 3 guys in the middle run forward, and the guy over there's run forward, and the guy in the back, IG88, Iggy, and his pal have run forward as well.
He didn't run.
Oh, he didn't run, so you're due.
Further forward, it's my gang boss.
Okay.
So he can shoot.
Okay, so it's on to the shooting phase. So who are you going to shoot at and with first?
I'm going to shoot the heavy stabber into this guy.
Okay, the arbitrator on the end. So number of shots is 4. So his ballistic skill is 3.
Yep.
So he's naturally hitting on 4s, but because of cover, he's hitting on 6s.
Yep. It's going to hurt so much, your mother's going to see it. Or not.
Or not. Not a single 6. Oh dear. Okay.
No ammo rolls.
No ammo rolls, no.
This guy's going to shoot with his auto gun.
Okay. I'm guessing he's probably going to be on 6s or 7s even. No, 6s. So 1 shot. And he manages to hit with a 6. So that's an ammo roll, but let's roll to wound first. He wounds. Armour save. Saved. Ammo roll 4+. Yep, you're good. So that's all good. And then your final guy, your pit boss.
Yep, auto pistol.
Is he within 8? Oh, yeah, he's within 8, isn't he?
No.
No, so he's at -1 there? No, just straight up. So
Yeah.
he's getting better ballistic skill than
Yeah, his
normal.
ballistic skill 4.
So he's hitting on 3s, so it'll be down to 5s because of hard cover. That almost looks like a 6. It is a 6, yes. Right, so rolling to wounds. No wounds, so ammo check. It is fine. So that's the end of Lawrence's turn 1. 2 even. So on to Mike. Okay, end of the movement phase, and Mike's moved up his 3 arbitrators in the centre. What about these guys over here?
He's gone on to Overwatch.
Yeah.
And the other one's just moved up to the window.
Okay. And on to the shooting phase. So I guess you're going to shotgun one of Lawrence's guys to the face.
I was going to throw a grenade first.
Ah.
A choke grenade over at him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the grenade, so I'll just check. Yep.
Yeah, all within range.
And see if I scatter.
There you
Do,
are.
and I go 2 inches that way.
Oh yeah, because it's halved.
Which will put it just there.
And it's a 2-inch template.
Yeah.
So you're going to catch 2 of those guys, I would have thought. Or you're going to get the 3rd one.
2, just those
Yeah,
two.
just the 2.
More that way rather than sort of diagonally up.
I think you still get 2.
No, I don't think you get the second one. No, wait.
So just the 1. Right, so it's a choke grenade. So what are the effects?
I have to take a toughness test, see if he's affected. If he is, he goes down.
Okay, so you want to roll that. Less than or equal to your toughness. I think you've passed.
Okay.
So that's ignored that effect. I assume it's not remains in play or anything. Oh, it is remains in
Yeah.
play. Alright, okay.
At the beginning of your next turn, you've got to do another test, and you've got to try and get out of it as quickly as possible.
Okay. Next guy.
Him, I think he'll do the same. At him, yep. So, hits.
Direct hit.
Does it catch the bloke behind?
Yeah.
Because he's not fully in it. It's a 4+ to hit him. So
Yeah,
hits him.
he's hit.
So
So toughness test on your leader. He's passed, and the guy on the back. Oh, he's passed. Right, so there's another gas cloud down. Moving on to the shotgun.
yeah, I'll shotgun this dude. Yep. And I'll
Okay.
use the executioner shell. So I need a 3 to hit you.
I'll get this cover as well.
Yeah, you just get covered.
Yeah. Nope.
So you missed.
Missed.
And the other guy in the building.
Let's see if I can finish up the hammer over there.
Okay.
It might be out. Oh no.
Just in range.
Again with the executioner shell.
Okay.
No.
I'm guessing that's a miss.
Yeah.
So that's the end of your turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on to Lawrence's turn. So I guess you need to take some toughness tests straight off.
I need to also see if it disperses.
Okay, so you're going to roll to see if it disperses. So Lawrence is going to roll his toughness test. So for your leader, so he's gone down, and the ganger behind him, he's also gone down. And then Mike's going to roll.
Frothing at the mouth of anger now.
Okay, and Mike's going to roll to see if it disperses.
Yeah, well, the first one that didn't hit him.
Yeah. It's got a 2.
Remains where it is.
Okay.
And the second one that did hit him.
It's also a 2.
So remains there.
So, okay. So Lawrence, you have to move 2 inches as best you can outside of the clouds. So we'll come back to see what Lawrence has done in the movement phase. Okay, so Lawrence moved one of his gangers out to the crates here. Mike decided to try and overwatch with his plasma gun and completely fluffed that one. The other pit slave over here has run up to the corner. Two guys have crawled out of the smoke cloud, and the other ganger here has decided to stay still because he doesn't want to choke to death. And Lawrence has charged one of the Arbites with a pit slave over here, so it's on to the shooting phase. So what are you going to start with?
He is going to shoot the shotgun guy.
Okay, so number of shots, that will be 5. And shotgun guy's in the open, so just be straight ballistic skill, so 4s.
Yeah.
So you got 2 hits.
Cool.
Wounding rolls, so you'll be wounding on 3s. 1 wound, and armour save, -1.
No.
Failed that, so now it's got a roll to see what sort of damage it is. And you get a re-roll on this if you want. I don't think you need a re-roll on that. That's out of action with that Arbites. Right, so moving on to your next shooting. Who else is going? Techno?
Yeah, Techno's going to shoot his auto gun at this guy.
Okay.
1 shot. Guy is out in the open. I'm at basic ballistic skill 3 now.
Okay, so 4s.
Hits.
So hits. Wounding on 4s. It's a wound. Carapace armour.
And the shield.
And a shield. What does that give you up to? A 3 up save, isn't it?
+2 to the armour.
Oh, +2 to the
Yeah.
armour. Whew. Right, okay, yeah, he saved that. Okay. Moving on to Iggy over there. What's he going to do?
He's going to shoot at the plasma gun guy up there.
Okay.
He's got a auto pistol.
Yeah. What range? He's over 8, so he'll just be at -2, so it'll be 6s to hit.
Nope.
No.
And Sledge is going to do the same.
And
Hits.
he's hit. Roll to wound. 4 up. No wounds. Okay. And that is the end of the shooting.
He's going to shoot.
Oh,
as
we've
well.
got one more guy. Can you see anybody?
Yeah, I can see the guy with the right shield.
Okay, so Mr. Invincible.
No.
He missed. Right, okay, so it's on to the combat phase.
Yep. So I think that's Oon.
Yep. The guy who was relatively new to your gang.
Yep.
Okay, so rolling for combat. So Lawrence, what you got? So you got 5 and 1, which is a fumble. So Mike gets 4 in total because he rolled 2 3s, and Lawrence gets 6 in total, and added to your weapon skill 4.
Yep.
That takes you up to 10 against Mike's weapon skill 3, which takes him up to 7. So, okay, so that means 3 hits for Lawrence. So you want to roll 3 times to wounds. What's your strength?
My strength is strength 3. Strength 4. Sorry.
Oh, because you get +1 for your
My
weapon.
So you do 2 attacks at strength 4 and 1 with your weapon.
Yep. So
Okay.
2 at strength 4.
So wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds. And
1 strength 3.
no, that doesn't wound. Is there any -1 save? So
3.
you need 3s. That would be 2 failed saves there, Mike. Way to go. Right, so he's automatically out of action because it's close combat.
Only if he goes down.
Oh yes, sorry, if he gets a flesh wound, it's fine. Yeah, he's out of action because that's a 2 and a 5. Way to go, so that's some experience points. You actually got 2 wounding hits there. So
Fucking man page.
So Lawrence has followed up into cover, and your 2 guys are both now out of the smoke cloud, so they're going to both recover at the end of this turn, so you can stand them back up.
Okay.
And then it is on to Mike's turn 3.
Does not need a bottle test.
Right, so Mike's going to roll for his 2 smoke clouds, so that one is going to be a 5, which is shrinks to a template half an inch smaller, I think. And then the next one,
Next one, which was
Yep.
yeah, over there, and it's dissipated. Right, so you owe Lawrence a bottle check.
Yeah.
Look,
Leadership of 7.
have you not got leadership 8, guy?
No.
Alright then. So yeah, you passed. Thank God, otherwise we'd have had to end another battle report
Yeah.
really early. Okay, so let's go on to your movement phase. Okay, so Mike's charged into and stayed still with the other two. So it's movement, it's over and it's on to the shooting phase.
Right.
So you've got recharging plasma gun. So do you want to use your bolt pistol?
Yeah, I shall use the bolt pistol.
Are you in range?
That's a good question.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. That doesn't know, yeah.
16 inches, Mike.
Yeah, that over there.
So -1 to hit at long range, or I'm
I think that's
guessing
a
you
miss.
missed
That,
on the
yeah.
three.
Must be gummed up with
Yeah.
bubble gum or something.
Dear. Right, and your other
Yeah,
ganger.
shot executioner shotgun shell at the guy with the hammer over there. No.
You need to get some better
I
ballistic
need
skill,
to,
mate.
Yeah.
Right, on to the close combat phase. So you get 2 dice.
Yeah.
So you roll your 2. So you got a 6, which is a critical hit, which is actually +1.
Right.
And Lawrence, you've rolled 2 5s, so you get 5 plus your weapon skill of 4,
Yep.
up to 9. And Mike, you get 6 plus 1 for charging, plus 1 for a critical.
And plus
So
3 for my weapons.
You got 11,
Yeah.
so that's 2 hits. Rolls to wounds.
It's
What's
gonna
your
Crawl
strength?
still moist from the last
5 for
combat.
the baton.
Strength 5, so you're wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. Roll to see what sort of damage they are.
They go down automatically.
No.
It's
Oh,
power
this is
maul.
power maul, so that's just down, out of action.
Oh well.
Well, it was short-lived, your glory. So you got a wounding hit 2, in fact, there,
Yeah.
Mike. So on to Lawrence's turn 4.
6.
Mike has rolled a 6 for the smoke, which I think is
Wanders around.
Expands
Move.
to 10 times its size.
right. So it's going to scatter in that direction 2 inches. So it's not really going to move very far at all. It's going to drift over the. Okay. And on to Lawrence's movement phase. So Lawrence is going to charge with his gang leader.
Yep.
So he's going to roll for his leap to see if he gets 6 inches. So he's got plenty of room.
Yeah, so
Okay, so Lawrence has run forward with this chap over here, stayed still with him, run forward with him, charged with his gang leader. Iggy's made a run across the centre of the board, and it's on to Lawrence's shooting phase.
okay. Gonna shoot with a heavy stabber into the plasma gun.
Yep.
Is
Number
he
of shots.
Is he getting cover?
I would say so, yeah. So you get 5 shots, and you're going to be on 6s to hit. So you got 1 hit, which is also an ammo roll. Or is that not? Oh, that wasn't one of your dice. Sorry, that was your previous dice roll. So no hits, and your auto gun.
Yep.
1 shot. Are you actually within range? Because you only got 24-inch range on yours.
Probably not major.
No, you're not in range.
Pistol there will be
Yep.
into the plasma gun guy.
Okay.
No.
Failed to hit. And I think that's it for shooting.
Yep.
So on to combat.
Oh, actually no. He ran. That's
Yeah.
okay.
So number of attacks on your leader.
I've got 1 attack basic. I charged, but I've got 2 hand weapons.
Okay, so 2 dice. So you've got a 6 for critical, and Mike's got a 5. So you've got 7, 8 plus what's your
Weapon
weapon
skill,
skill 4? So that's 12 versus Mike's 8. So that's 4 hits. So roll to wound 4 times.
With a buzzsaw, which is strength 5.
Okay. So your toughness is 3.
Yeah.
So wounding on 2s. So that is 4 wounds.
Also, you're at -3 to your armour.
-3.
5
Oh.
instead.
Yeah, that's 3 wounding hits. And roll for what sort of wounding hit it is. And that is out of action, so whatever you get on that roll. So it's out of action, and Mike is now down to 2 guys.
Yes.
So you want to mark that on your roster, Lawrence, 2 wounding hits. And that is the end of your turn, unless you wish to consolidate a little bit. Okay, so first things first, do you want to roll for your gas cloud, see what happens, Mike? It's dissipated, thank God for that, we don't have to keep track of it anymore. And do you want to roll for your bottle roll? Unless you're voluntarily going to bottle. No, you're automatically going to bottle. And Mike bottles again. Right, so was out of action at the end of the game. So actually it's straight up rolling for wounds or damage. So you want to roll your D66.
First one
is a 5, so it's probably going to be no harm at all because you've got 54. So in the critical injuries chart, I'm sure that's either like captured or full recovery or something.
was it 54?
Yeah.
Full recovery.
Full recovery, there you go. Has fully recovered. Right, so Lawrence rolling for your experience. So you've got
Sawboss.
He gets 10 plus 5.
Glitch.
Yeah, glitch. He gets 2. Drill sergeant. He gets 5.
Clamps.
He gets 1.
Reaper.
Gets 1.
Sledge.
1. Come on, Lawrence.
Change
Throw the
dice.
dice away. He gets 2.
Oon.
1.
Okay, there's some atrocious rolls.
And Iggy. 6. There you go. Right. So we'll work out whether you get any advances at the end of that. Right, so Mike had 3 guys out of action. So starting with your shotgun guy.
He gets 56.
That sounds like
Bitter
enmity.
Yes.
He hates the person who took him down.
Well, I've got to roll the dice, see what chance.
Oh, right. It's just the gap.
Number 1. The individual enemy who inflicted the injury, if unknown, the gang leader.
Okay. So I think it was the servitor who took him down.
Yeah, so he
hates the servitor. Right, so next guy.
I have
44.
Full recovery.
Full recovery, that's fine. And your next guy,
42.
42.
Full recovery.
Right, so rolling for experience. Mike has got your shotgun guy.
Randy gets 4.
4. And your first power maul guy.
Who is hard case.
Hard case, he gets 5.
And Gavin, the other one, he gets 4.
Yeah. Your other shotgun guy who survived.
Is nothing.
43.
6.
44.
And your
Quincy.
plasma gun gets 1.
Well,
Okay, so we'll come back and see if you've got any upgrades. So Lawrence managed to get 4 upgrades for his guys. So Sawboss first. He's rolled an 8, which is characteristic increase, +1 weapon skill, +1.
We rolled a 10.
Oh, sorry, 10. I can't see it, so it's the glare. So it's a new skill. So you get to choose one of the charts to roll on.
Roll that up in a minute.
Who was the next guy? Drill sergeant.
Clamps.
Or Clamps. Clamps got 6, which is characteristic
Ballistic
increase, and that is ballistic skill. Sounds really useful for a guy with a clamp as a hand. Next guy,
Oon.
6, so that's the same. He's also got +1 ballistic skill. Another guy with a clamp for a hand.
And Iggy.
He gets 3, so that's another new skill.
Yep, we'll sort them out in a second.
Okay. Okay, so Saw Boss rolling for his skills, going on the combat skills table. He's rolled a 2, which is disarm. So you might be able to get rid of somebody's weapons. And have you decided who you roll, what you're rolling with on the other guy?
Yep. Going for ferocity for Iggy.
Yeah. He's rolled a 5, which is Nerves of Steel, so he doesn't get pinned. Cool. And you're not doing your own territory?
I've done that, I sent Glitch to
Alright, so
small rolling, so I've already got 10.
So Lawrence has sent Glitch to get his small holding, and meaning he goes straight into his stash with any credits he earns, and everybody else is going out to forage apart from the leader. So
And the servitor.
And the servitor, so because he can't do anything. So it's D6 minus 1, so add that up, Lawrence.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16 creds. Okay, so that's 26 creds into your stash. And the number of rare items that you get to roll for is D3. It's 3. So if you want to roll for each of those and we'll work out what they are. Right, so first one is 41, which is Necrotic Slime, which you pretty much discarded last time. Come on, 56, which is a weapon reload. That might be quite useful.
Yep, might have a look at that.
63, which is special tip-off. Okay, so we might want to look at that. Tip-off is an old contact gives you some good information which alerts you to an opportunity for making some creds. The next time you roll on the scenario table, you may re-roll the dice if you wish. Okay. And a weapons reload is half the cost of the weapon. So Mike's got upgrades for all 5 of his guys who took part in that fight. So let's roll for them in line. So who's first?
Hard case.
Yeah.
He gets 52.
No, it's 7. So it's characteristic increase, +1 initiative or +1 leadership. So roll. It's +1 leadership.
Oh god, he's gone up to 9.
Oh, he's going to be challenging the... Does he challenge the judge?
I believe he does. I
Oh,
have to look that up.
okay. So, next guy along.
Galvin, he gets
6. So that's weapon skill or ballistic skill. So that's weapon skill. I hope he's one of your close combat guys.
He is one with them all.
Yeah. Next.
Quincy. 52.
So 7. So leadership or initiative. And that's initiative with a 1.
Oh, he's up to 5 in his initiative now.
Randy is that next.
Yep.
So that's 7 again. So that would be initiative or leadership. So that is leadership. Anybody else?
And Snuffy.
So that's 5. And 5 is characteristic increase. And you got +1 strength.